This video will go over basic aerials. Hang on a sec. Basic aerials. So an aerial is not a cartwheel with no hands in the world of nunchucks. That's the, right, an aerial with your body is, I guess, what tricking or what everybody else refers to a cartwheel with no hands. But for the sake of nunchucks, right, it's a free toss and then a free catch. I guess you don't have to catch it at the end, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to let them clatter to the floor. Okay, so to begin an aerial, we're going to start in a forward grip, and we're going to swing same side to opposite side, low, and come all the way around like a clock. Okay, so first thing, and come up here by your belly button. Right. So once you have this full arc, we're going to alter the momentum, right? Because if we just let go of the nunchucks here, they're going to fly that way, and I'm actually going to do damage to a mirror in the arc, which I don't want to do. So instead, we are going to shift the momentum so that it's coming upwards. And while I'm holding the nunchucks, that might look more complicated than it is. But the way to shift the momentum upwards and break this lateral momentum is to, as we come in this arc, right, envision like a capital letter G, right? It comes up and then there's this backwards hook at the end. That's kind of the path that our wrist traces. Our wrist doesn't necessarily jerk back. You can do it like that, that's one way. What I like to do is, right, as I'm coming here, my thumb is, it's not actually pointed out, but I'm showing you the perspective. I jerk my wrist down like this here. Pronate, I think. Anyway, it's like thumbs up, kind of, is the motion for it. So these three fingers, which are really our primary grip with human hands, are kind of come down here and claw down, okay? And I'll do that on the back of the nunchuck to make them spin this way. So with the nunchuck, right, we trace up, back. And I'm not showing the actual catch right now, just for complication purposes. See if you can practice this on grass or on a carpet or on a thick mat or something where you're not going to damage the floor. Just the toss. In other words, try to get the nunchucks to spin upwards and then fall more or less straight back down instead of off to the side. That's the toss. So again, capital letter G, hop back. For the catch, which is kind of the most important part here. Otherwise, we're just chucking our nunchucks away. The same hand that throws the nunchucks, we're going to throw the nunchucks up. That same hand is going to shoot up in the air, all right? And then as the nunchucks fall back down, that same hand is gonna snatch back down and grab them. The way this works is like this, right? The nunchucks are spinning in a circle. This end is spinning down every time that it makes a revolution. This end is spinning up every time, right? Because we threw them here, it's tilting this way, yeah? So the end towards the side towards the hand that threw the nunchucks, that end is constantly spinning down the way that we just threw them. Other end is always spinning up. It's gonna be difficult to catch the nunchucks with the hand that did not just throw. What we're doing here is, as the nunchucks are spinning, my right hand, so they're spinning down this way, just one chuck, and there's another here spinning up. But this chuck is spinning down this way. The hand that threw is snatching down faster than the nunchucks are rotating, so that you can catch up with it and grab them. You might see some people toss the nunchucks up like this here, and break the momentum of the nunchucks, right? So they were spinning this way, right? So this chuck is coming that way. Some people take the hand that threw and swipe back across. That is a lot more ugly and potentially dangerous because we're stopping a fast spinning momentum without a ton of control, and this end can come flailing around and do some weird things, maybe clip you in the funny bone, okay? And even if it doesn't, it still is really jerky and really awkward, and it will probably, there are very few things with nunchucks that look like a mistake other than dropping them during performance, because people don't really know what you're supposed to be doing with them to begin with. That is one thing that might look like a mistake, right? If you toss them up and I didn't go full force, but they would be flailing a lot more than that, right? So instead of counteracting the momentum of the nunchucks, we're going to ride in the same direction as the rotation. You can also do an upward catch with the left hand, or a leftward catch, a left-right catch, as long as it's in the same direction of the nunchucks without breaking the momentum. But if we do that, we end up in a back grip, which usually most of our stuff, it's a little cleaner if we begin things from a front grip. So catching in a front grip, same hand that threw, catching down will probably set you up better for your next trick. Okay, that is an outside to inside aerial, right? We're coming towards our center line from the bottom to the top. Another way to do it is to come the opposite way and flick away from your center line with the nunchucks. And this one is going to involve catching with the other hand, right? If we think about this here, I swing. If I toss right this here, then now my nunchucks are spinning the other way, right? They're spinning this way. So to snatch down, which is probably the simpler way of catching spinning nunchucks, I have to use my left hand and snatch down. So right hand flips this way, left hand comes down and snatches, looks like this. Oh, it doesn't. Let's give that one more try. So we come out, flick, snatch. There we go. Okay. So we have an outside to in and an inside to out. In either case, simplest is to snatch it down. To follow up an aerial, or at least to end an aerial, so that we're not just left with a flopping nunchuck in an awkward position that we can't really do another trick from. Since we end up snatching down in any case with the two areas that I just showed you, I like to snatch down and come around the shoulder. It's this big violent jerk motion and then a nice clean catch. And then you can throw in something smooth right after, like an unwind or something like that. Other side, same thing. Toss, snatch, catch. Right? You can do it either way. There are other ideas. That's just one potential thing that I want to give you. Okay, and those are aerials. But to recap, step one, make sure that when you're swinging, you don't allow the nunchucks to fire off in the tangential path to the path you were just swinging. Instead, try to have them come straight up in front of your body and fall straight back down. Second thing, snatch down fast. In the first case, with the same hand that threw. In either case, you have to snatch down pretty fast. You might also have to drop to a knee or at least bend your knees to get your body low. But yes, those are aerials. You don't have to start crazy with like 1080 spins. Instead, you can start with a 360 or even a 180, whatever works for you.